Alright guys, just San here, back for another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at the LR-STR Goku and Vegeta that obviously fuse into Vegito. Now this guy is extremely hype. I think a lot of people are looking forward to this guy's EZA, which I'm sure we could be seeing soon. Of course, the 8th year anniversary is approaching, and I am doing this thing where I showcase all these units that I think could EZA during the 8th year anniversary. So of course, next up in line is this guy. And tomorrow we'll be showcasing the physical Buhan, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And if there's anyone else who you think could EZA during the 8th year anniversary that you want me to do a showcase on, let me know in the comments because I'm completely open to doing a showcase on anyone. There are a ton of really exciting units that could see some crazy EZAs, so for sure I'd love to revisit them and see how fun they are. But yeah, today's video we're going to be looking at the Vegito, and we got a really good team with him. We're going to have the 200% leader skill, we're going to have a bunch of links, we're going to have every single link active, because we are linking him with the Tech Goku and Vegeta. They do share 7 out of 7 links, and this guy is a Rainbow Orb Changer for them, so just a really good partner. And we got a lot of support, so just a really good team overall. But before we get into his kit and all that, I do want to let you guys know, I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so if you guys don't mind, it would really be awesome if you could like and subscribe. I really do appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me, and we are really close to 600 subscribers, and I'll do another community post or video going into detail more about that, but I am really thankful for that. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this guy's details. Alright, so starting off with his leader skill, it is Battle of Wits or Majin Buu Saga, category Ki plus 3, HP plus 130%, and then attack and defense plus 170%. Not really the craziest leader skill, unfortunately, because he does only give a 130% buff to HP, but the two categories are pretty good. Majin Buu Saga for sure can see a lot of buffs if that is the theme of the anniversary. And Battle of Wits is a nice category that, actually, the Orange Piccolo is on there, so that's a really good category for him. I'm trying to find Battle of Wits. Oh, literally the first one. Okay. Man, I'm blind. Yeah, so you have the new Carnival LR STR Goku, you have the LR Piccolo, you got the new free-to-play LR Jackie Chun, which we'll do a showcase on here soon, and just a lot of good options on here, so overall, a pretty good category. And if this guy can be a lead for it for like, I don't know, 180% HP attack and defense. So basically, if they want to bump this up to 180% across the board with his EZA, he could be a really good lead. But for now, it's pretty good. Nothing too crazy. Maybe if you're newer to the game, that'll help you out. But moving on to his super attack effect. On his 12 key, he raises attack and defense for 1 turn, and then causes colossal damage to enemy. And then on his 18 key, he raises attack and defense for 1 turn, and then causes mega colossal damage to enemy. So not really too much, just raising attack and defense, which is still really nice. It is a 1-turn buff, unfortunately, but still the 30% attack and defense is always nice. You can get a couple of additionals with this guy, and with all the attack and defense raises, you'll really start to see his defense get up there. So pretty good super attack effects right there. And getting into his passive, actually, it's kind of short. He gets 120% attack and defense. He reduces damage received by 30%. He gets an additional Ki plus 1 per type Ki sphere obtained, and then he has a medium chance of launching an additional super attack. So not really like that much to talk about. He just gets the damage reduction, the 1 key per type Ki sphere obtained, and then the medium chance of launching an additional. So they've got a ton of room to add stuff to this when he gets his EZA. Of course, they can make the medium chance of the additional a high chance. They can make it 2 key per Ki sphere obtained. You can bump the damage reduction up, and there's just a lot they can do here. So not really the craziest right now, but still somewhat useful. Of course, the damage reduction is really nice, and the additionals are, you know, pretty useful as well because he does get defense on super. So, yeah, there is that. And moving on to this guy's active skill condition, it's that it can be activated when HP is 77% or less, starting from the 4th turn from start of battle. So this is a pretty good condition. This isn't necessarily free. You do kind of have to make sure that you take some attacks, sometimes on purpose, because the teams he's on are really crazy. And him himself isn't going to be amazing defensively, but I mean, he's on some of these insane teams like Kamehameha, Fuse Fighters, Bond of Parent and Child. So sometimes you do kind of have to go out of your way to take the damage. And that can be kind of difficult, but for the most part, I mean, this is pretty good, and this will be pretty common to get activated. And moving on to his actual transformation, is his super attacks go... Actually, you know what? I think they're the exact same. Yeah, okay, so he just raises attack and defense and causes Mega Colossal and then Colossal, depending on if it's his 12 key or 18 key. And then moving on to his passive. Actually, this fuse state has a lot of really useful stuff. He recovers HP by 50%. So that's crazy in and of itself. A 50% heal. and then he gets attack and defense plus 150%. He has a medium chance of performing critical hit. He counters normal attacks with tremendous power. He gets an additional ki +1 per ki sphere obtained, and then this is pretty much the most useful part of this guy, is that he gets 5 ki, and then he foresees enemy super attack for 10 turns from start of turn. So that scouter is extremely useful, especially because it's for 10 turns. I don't really know if we would see that get buffed with his Easy A, because that's already so OP, but for sure, the one thing that isn't really good with this guy is that he loses his damage reduction, which is why this guy is so bad defensively when you fuse. But between the counters, the crits, the additionals, all that, you're going to be doing a ton of damage when you transform with him, or I guess when you fuse with him. So there is that, and that'll be really useful. But moving on to this guy's links, it is Super Saiyan, Power Bestowed by God, Fuse Fighter, Kamehameha, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. And just to go over what his links are before he is fused, he basically has the same stuff except for Saiyan Warrior Race, Experienced Fighters, the Saiyan Lineage, and Shocking Speed. And then moving on to this guy's categories, it is Battle of Wits, Majin Buu Saga, Potara, Pure Saiyans, Joined Forces, Super Saiyans, Kamehameha, Final Trump Card, Accelerated Battle, Fuse Fighters, Bond of Parent and Child, and then Signature Moves. So some pretty good categories. A lot of these are already kind of good, but with his Easy A, he still is helping out a couple of these. More specifically, you know, Joined Forces could use the help. Majin Buu Saga could absolutely use the help. Battle of Wits, as I said earlier, is pretty good, but I mean, it could use like a top 5 unit, I guess, because for sure this isn't insane, but there are a lot of kind of specific good options on here. But yeah, he'd be a really good Easy A. I think if he does Easy A during the 8th year anniversary, it would be extremely hype, and he could easily be a top 5 unit in the game. But let's go ahead and cut to when we are in the Legendary Vegeta event. Okay, so we are here in the Legendary Vegeta event, and right here we do have him linked with his ideal linking partner, so we're going to have 7 out of 7 links active. And we do not have any support right here, unfortunately, though, so this is all him by himself. And we're at 146 start of turn defense, or 146k start of turn defense. That's not bad, because he does get the 30% on super attack, and once we do get that, that would bump us to, what, around like 200k defense. And then with additionals, of course, we'll just get higher and higher. And we do also have that 30% damage reduction. So there is a lot going on for him right here, but it's not necessarily anything too crazy, because in the best scenario, even if we get 3 supers, we would only be at, what, around 350k-ish defense with 30% damage reduction, which, don't get me wrong, is still good, but I don't really think that's anything too crazy. But anyway, around a 5 million attacks that right there, and we do have additionals incoming. Well, I forgot he was at like 1 health, so we killed, but just keep in mind we could have done additionals right there because he did have that medium chance to launch an additional super, and we didn't have any support right there as well. So I mean, not a horrible opening rotation. Again, you do got to keep in mind this guy's age. He is a fairly old unit at this point. I mean, you know, we're talking about him getting an Easy A, so of course he has he's aged a lot, but I still think his performance is pretty solid. I mean, if you're newer to the game, or even if you take him in an event or a difficult event type advantage, I think this guy could just be really useful for you, especially because he has that heal and the scouter. I think that is crucial. I'll say that. But I will admit, this guy gets destroyed when he fuses. We'll take him in a red zone stage later, and we'll try and fuse with him in there. Actually, I think I'll take him versus Metal Cooler Core, because he has type advantage in there. And we're going to see, when he fuses, he takes a lot of damage. But, I mean, regardless, he still is pretty useful pre-transformed or pre-fused. I keep on saying transformed and fused. You know what I mean, just when he pops his active skill. So, I mean, overall, pretty good opening rotation. But let's see if we can get even better. Because right here, we've got support, and we're going to have these 7 out of 7 links active. And we can actually transform with the Gogeta, but I'm not going to do that because I think we lose some links. So as you can see, once again, 7 out of 7 links. A little bit higher start of turn defense just because we have the 30% support. But 166k start of turn defense still isn't anything crazy. I think maybe if we triple super, we're going to be at around 400k defense. Which, I mean, 400k defense with 30% damage reduction, I'm pretty sure that's double digits if you're fighting a hard enemy that is type advantage. So, I mean, for instance, you know, the Metal Cooler Core. If we don't fuse with him, I think we would be able to tank double digits from him if we got really lucky with our additionals. Now, don't quote me on that. I might be completely wrong, but we would at least be close to tanking double digits from normals. And by close, I mean taking like 10, 20k per normal, which is still kind of far off from taking double digits, but, you know, it's not that much damage. But anyway, we did some pretty good damage right here. We got the additional, and we did crit for almost 3 million damage. So overall, a pretty good rotation right here. You do have to keep in mind we have the support, and then the Gogeta's at like a 5 million attack stat, which this guy is a little bit better than the Vegito, I think. I mean, a lot of you probably know that by now. And I would say the only reason he's better is because he keeps the damage reduction when he fuses. Because his Scouter actually is only for 5 turns, which is really weird. I don't know why they only made it 5 turns, but they made the Vegito's 10. Like, it's kind of like they wanted the Vegito to be more useful in some scenarios, but, I mean, whatever, I guess. The Gogeta is still more useful overall because he keeps the damage reduction, and that'll keep him from taking a lot of damage. Because as we'll see later in the video, this Vegito can still get destroyed. But, I mean, you know, we'll see. The Scouter is still really useful, so, of course, that kind of plays to his advantage. Because if you fuse with him, he's going to take a lot of damage, but you have the Scouter for 10 turns. So you can put him in the slots where, or you can put him to where he isn't taking a super attack. And you can put him, obviously, in the most ideal position, just so he'll work better and not take as much damage. But it really does just boil down to where you bring him. Because if you bring him in somewhere like Cell Max, he'll get destroyed. But if you bring him in somewhere like the Metal Cooler Core, or, I don't know, what's another physical, hard-hitting enemy? I think Janemba, the Janemba Red Zone stage. Pretty sure the final fight is physical. If you take him in there, he could be pretty useful. But, you know, of course, you can't really take him in, like, Broly. Actually, you know what? I'm kind of curious how much damage he would take from Red Zone Broly. Like, when he's transformed. I'm pretty sure we would take, like, 300k per normal. I don't know, maybe I might take him in there just to see, but I do still want to take him in the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone stage because I feel like he'll perform a little bit better in there. So, alright, we're going to have him on this rotation with some support again. We have the AGL Gotenks on the team, who is a pretty good unit himself, but we can actually fuse right here, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just keep in mind that right here we are healing as well, and I'm pretty sure we're going to heal to full HP because, of course, we heal 50%. So, all right, let's go ahead and play this animation. Alright, so now we are going to be doing a lot of damage. We are going to be doing a lot of damage. Okay, so right here, we're going to have, how many links? Alright, we're going to have 3 out of 7 links. You know what, I'm going to fuse with him, because why not, and see if we share any more links. Do we? Yeah, we do. Okay, so we're going to have 6 out of 7 links instead now. Alright, so really good rotation, 6 out of 7 links. We've got 30% support from the AGL Gotenks. And right here, we're at 159k start of turn defense. So you can see the comparison from the Vegito to the Gogeta. Of course, the Gogeta is at a much higher start of turn defensive stat. And the Gogeta does also have damage reduction, while the Vegito does not. So it's kind of night and day who's better. But still, I mean, the 10-turn Scouter is extremely useful. We do have it active right here, so we can see that the final attack, or the super, is in the final attack. So, I mean, let's see how much damage he does with counters right here. Because if we start getting crits off, we'll probably just kill before we super. Okay, so almost a million counter. And a crit for 2 million damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. So as long as it does not crit, then we're fine. Okay, yeah, it didn't crit. Okay, cool. So what are we looking at attack stat-wise? 6.21. Okay, I'll take that because, of course, we do still have that 30% chance to crit. So if we do get that off right here, we'll do some good damage. All right, unfortunately, we did not. But, I mean, with the counters, we did some really solid damage. We crit with a couple of them as well for, what, 2 million damage? That's pretty crazy. I'll say, that's actually really good. Because especially if you start getting multiple crit counters off, he's going to skyrocket in damage. I mean, think about it. With this guy's Easy A, if they make him good defensively, you could put him in slot 1 in any event, just tank a whole bunch of attacks, you know, as long as they make him good defensively with his Easy A, which, I mean, I doubt they wouldn't. and then he would just dish out some crazy amounts of damage with his counters. They could bump up the medium chance to crit to a high chance to crit, so then you'll start seeing the crits more often, and then he could just be insane. So overall, a really good rotation right there. I would say, considering he did a 6 million attack stat, and then there were 3 counters, each of which were basically a million damage, he did some really solid just numbers right there in terms of his offense. I think defensively right there, we were only a little over 200k, just 200k defense, and that's it. And nothing else to it. So that for sure wasn't really too good. I would say that's pretty bad, because that's pretty much like 100 or 200k damage from normals from any event. I don't think, I mean, even if you have type advantage, that's still not really going to be that useful. I mean, we'll see in the Metal Cooler Core stage how much he tanks when he's transformed. But maybe what I'll try and do is I'll try and see how much he takes pre-transformed and then transformed, just to see how well he is defensively, and just to show the parallel between his defensive capabilities pre-fused and then post-fused. I keep on saying fused and transformed. I don't know. I got to stick to one. We're just going to say transformed, just because it rolls off the tongue better for me. But all right, right here, 159k defense. Not horrible. I mean, we don't have any support right here, so I guess it makes sense. We would be at kind of a low stat. Yeah, post super attack, we're only going to be at like 200k defense, so that's not really that impressive. I mean, look, we're taking 20k from this phase of Vegeta, so that's not really too impressive. But we did still do over a 6 million attack stat right there, and we should kill right here. If this doesn't kill, we'll kill with one of the counters right after it. Okay, yeah, so we're going to kill right here. You can see the counter, the damage for the counter went up a little too, because we do raise attack on our super attack. So, I mean, if you start getting like 2 super attacks in a turn, his counters could start to look, they could look crazy. So, all right, well, with all that shown, let's go ahead and cut to when we are in the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone stage. All right, so we are here in the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone stage, and right here we've got a pretty good rotation. We're going to have our 7 out of 7 links, of course, because we have him linked up with the other Goku and Vegeta, and we are going to fuse with him right here. So we're going to heal to max HP, which, I mean, again, that just goes to show you how useful he is. And we get the Scouter here as well, so just a really good turn for him. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fuse with this guy, and then we're going to keep him in slot 1. Hopefully, we don't take too much damage. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. We're not going to die, but we are going to nuke with him right here, because I'm just thinking about this, like, we could do some crazy damage with our counters. We could start to approach like 10 million damage just with counters, and we got lucky with our key spheres. We got 23. So a full field of STR key spheres. We have 7 out of 7 links. We don't unfortunately have any support, but I mean, with the rotation like this, we really don't need it. So, all right, 152k start of turn defense. So that's kind of been the level of defense he's been at throughout the video. Not really too impressive, because of course he does lose that damage reduction, which is really important and vital to this guy's defensive capabilities. So for sure, not really too good defensively right here, but I'm more concerned about what he's going to do offensively. We could hit an insane attack stat. So, I mean, yeah, let's see. 220. I was not expecting Gogeta to take that much damage. All right. I mean, of course, he does have to get his super attacks off to be good defensively, but I mean, we picked up a couple rainbow key spheres, so I kind of thought we were going to be like, all right, but all right. I mean, he's getting additionals off, so hopefully we don't kill with the Vegito right here. I think he'll probably end up killing with his counters, but I do still want to see him tank 1 or 2 normals to see how much damage he takes from that. But we hit a 14.7 million attack stat, so pretty good. I mean, obviously he has the 30% chance to crit right here as well, so yeah, 11 million damage. But how much are we doing for counters? Okay, so 100k damage on a normal right there. But we just, okay, we just did a 6.5 million damage crit counter. We did a 5 million not crit counter too. Okay. That's a lot of damage. Wow. Of course, this was a artificially enhanced rotation. Not only did we get the full field of the STR key spheres, but we did also super attack before we did the counters. So we had that extra 30% buff. But we did still take 100k per normal. Yeah, that's a lot. That is kind of a lot. Let's go ahead and hop back into when we are not transformed or not fused and see how much damage he takes from the cooler then. And then we'll probably call it a video. I think I did mention bringing him into Broly earlier, but if he's taking 100k damage right now just from this guy type advantage, I think he would take a little bit too much to survive in the Broly event, even though we died here too technically. But anyway, let's go ahead and cut to when we are in the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone stage once again. Alright, so we are here in the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone stage, and right here, we're gonna go ahead and pop the Gogeta's active skill, so we can see where the super attack is, and actually, you know what? This works out perfectly. It's right after we super, so we get to see how well he tanks the super from the Metal Cooler Core. Now, I mean, I don't know how good we're gonna tank it. Unfortunately, we don't have all 7 links right here. We're only gonna have 3 out of 7. Well, actually, you know what? How many do we have right now? Okay, yeah, 3 out of 7 again, so we're only going to have 3 out of 7 links, but still, we've got a really good rotation. Right here, we are going to have a lower start of turn defense, but you do still have to keep in mind, we get the 30% on our super attacks, and we also still have that 30% damage reduction because he is not fused. So, I mean, yeah, let's go ahead and play this rotation out. Let's see how much damage he takes from normals. 71k. All right, that's still a lot. So after we super, I don't think we would be taking double digits even from normals. But let's see how much he takes from this super. Hopefully we can get an additional right here. Not a single one. Okay. Are we dead? It's pretty safe to assume we're dead. I think we are. We did not die. Okay. We actually survived that. All right. That's kind of impressive, actually. Because we only got 1 super off also. So if we got multiple supers, we would have tanked that a lot better, but of course we are still dead. I mean, we took a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but we still survived, which is pretty impressive. So, alright, well, that has been the video, guys. Let me know what you think of this guy down in the comments. Once again, let me know if there's anyone else you think could easy A during the 8th year anniversary that you want me to showcase. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one.